J Media.
Welcome back to Ignite Your Why podcast, where real talk meets real purpose. I'm your host, Austin T. Gullett, and each week we break down powerful topics that helps you tap into your story, challenge your thinking, and ignite your why. So let's get into it. This week it's just you and I. We'll have another co-host here in the future, but right now it's just me and you, and I'm so excited to have this conversation today. This is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. It's deep, it's personal. I will most likely get emotional, but today we're going to talk about high functioning depression. Yes, high functioning depression. I asked you guys if we should make an episode. All of you said yes. So I'm going to give it to you. So, what exactly is high functioning depression? So, I'm going to be real with y'all. I've been going through it myself, but you wouldn't know it by looking at me because that's exactly what high functioning depression is. High functioning depression is being able to do day to day tasks and have a smile on your face and push through things, but deep down, like you're fucking drowning. And it's just like you're numb. And it's just like, I don't know how else to really explain it. It's like you power through the day to where you don't have enough energy to do anything else. It's like for me, I go to work, I put a smile on my face, I do this podcast, I have a smile on my face. But then like once the cameras are off or I come behind closed doors, it's just like I'm just numb. I don't know how else to say it. Like I just don't want to do anything. I have no motivation to like brush my teeth, get out of bed, get dressed, do anything. Like I just want to sit in bed all day or lay on the couch and do absolutely nothing. Don't have the motivation to do laundry. Like I know like the other night, like I was gonna do laundry and I wanted to cry because like I had no motivation to just fold simple clothes. It's those day-to-day challenges of just like an internal battle. And I don't know how else to truly explain it. And when you think of high functioning depression, there's so many common symptoms that come with it, whether that's fatigue, feeling numb or empty, overworking to avoid your emotions. And I do all of those things. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there who do the exact same thing. And I think that's exactly why I'm having this episode. And one thing that I'm kind of learning is how to deal with those emotions and allowing myself to truly feel. Especially as a man, I feel like we're always told to toughen up, don't show your emotions, or don't cry like a little girl, or little things of those nature. And it's just kind of embedded in you. So you kind of just bottle those emotions up inside of you. And it gets to a point where you reach a breaking point. And sometimes when you reach that breaking point causes you to just bottle up even more. And going to therapy, I've learned that it's okay to feel. One thing my therapist always tells me is like, you have the control. And I truly believe that. Like, we have the power to control what we feel when we feel. But the hard part in that is truly understanding and learning it because it's not something that happens overnight because our brains are trained to think a certain way based off of our traumatic experiences. We go through shit and we have these things that happen to us that shape who we are and how we think as individuals. And you don't really realize some of the things that you go through in life and the effects it has on you long term until you're an adult. I'm almost 30 years old and there's still things from my childhood just from being a athlete and having these like high expectations thrown on me at such a young age by my coaches and people that it reflects in my everyday life today. And that's kind of like hard to deal with, if you know what I mean. Cause like I feel like my childhood, I was super blessed and you don't think you have necessarily trauma. Like it's not like super traumatic. I'm not going to diminish like the things I've been through because I went through what I went through for a reason and it's got me to where I am today. But it's still hard to deal with sometimes. And when you are dealing with high functioning depression, you kind of lack the motivation. And to be completely honest, like that's why we haven't had an episode in 2 weeks, is because I just haven't had the energy to actually do an episode. And doing this by myself is even harder. And I applaud myself for even setting up the setup today and getting on the mic. I think that's a win for me just because like I've been sitting around doing absolutely nothing all day today. And I was just like, you know what? Like, do it. Do it for you, but like not only for me, but like do it for other people. I think that was the thing is like, yes, I want to give this conversation to you guys so you guys can get some insight, but it's also doing this for myself because like I can appear that I'm productive just by joking around in public and smiling and but the real thing is like if you're getting stuff done doesn't necessarily mean you're fine, right? There's this myth out there that says, like, if you're getting shit done, you must be fine. But in reality, that is not the case. And I know so many other people that feel the exact same way. Like, I have friends who deal with this as well, where it's just you keep your mind busy because you don't want to deal with the shit you're actually going through. So when you're dealing with this like pressure of trying to like keep this facade on because you are masking how you're truly feeling, there's an emotional drainage that comes on with that of trying to keep it together. Like, let's be real. Trying to paint a pretty picture that life is all sunshine and rainbows is hard as hell. And it's not it's not a reality. Like, no one's life is fucking perfect. No one's life is that amazing. Everyone goes through shit. Everyone has something they're dealing with, which is why I try to be this nice person. And it's why I try not to hurt other people's feelings because you truly never know what someone else is going through. And that's why I just try to be a nice person. But in reality, everyone is going through something. And that's why I just tell people just smile because you don't know what that person is experiencing. Shit, like it's hard for me. Every single day is hard. But I'm telling you, like you probably wouldn't know just by talking to me every day. Some people can tell. I do wear my emotions on my face a lot, but like my close friends, like they know when something's wrong, right? And like I just think high functioning depression isn't talked about a lot because when people think of depression, they think of like Eeyore, like just sadness from like inside out, just being completely down and blue and crying all the time. And that's not what it always looks like. That is a form of depression, yes. But I think when you think of high functioning depression, it's harder to spot. Let's just say that it is harder to spot. And when you think of high functioning depression, there's like this metaphor that like comes to my mind where it's like you is running on a treadmill with no off button, right? But everyone claps because you're looking fit and you're going strong, right? It's like you're running a fucking marathon and there's no end. You just constantly have to be on all the time. And it is so fucking difficult. But I survive, and I think the biggest thing for me is accepting it is the hardest part, right? If you're out there and you're like, "This sounds familiar," it's okay if you feel that way. It's okay if you recognize, like, "Shit, this might be something that relates to me." Like, that is completely okay. It is okay to not be okay, and I sit here today as a 29-year-old man, understanding that there's so many emotions that I still need to work through, so many different traumatic experiences that I still need to work through, and therapy has been one of those things that has truly saved me. Let's be completely real. There's been times where like now, like I just lay here and I'm just like numb. Like my mind's not thinking of anything. I don't have the motivation to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. And it got to a point where I knew, like I took 3 months off of going to therapy because I felt like I was in a really good headspace. And I was just like, there's really no need for me to just come here and have really nothing to kind of work on or work through. But I think that was me just feeling in a space of where I felt good enough, but deep down I wasn't. And it got to a point where I was literally laying in bed at like, let's say it was maybe 2 a.m. And I just texted my therapist and I was like, it's time for me to come back. Like, I need to talk. And it was like one of those moments where I recognized that I needed it for myself. And that's just, yeah. And I think when you're learning and growing, there's always things you have to like kind of adjust to, I think. And I think learning how to like cope with like depression or high functioning depression or just any kind of dramatic experiences. Like I said, one thing that helped me was therapy, but also like journaling. writing down like how you're feeling is truly therapeutic. I know I've mentioned on this podcast before that I wanted to write a book, and I started that process, and it's about my life. And writing that has been the most helpful thing for me, because I just sit there in my thoughts and I just write them down on paper, and it's the most vulnerable and most real thing I've ever done. It's the most honest I've been with myself. It's kind of like you're having a conversation with yourself and like you don't get a response. And that's kind of how this podcast is when I do solo episodes. I tell my therapist all the time, it's like these episodes are so therapeutic for me because I just get to talk and I just get to vent and tell people how I feel. And I get no response most of the time. And it's truly amazing. Another thing that like I'm trying to like be better at is taking a break and not feeling guilty. I think being a content creator and living in a space of the work I do and working with kids, it's hard to take breaks because you feel guilty because you feel like you're not serving this purpose that you're supposed to do. But in reality, you can't fill someone's cup when your cup is empty. So trying to be better with myself of taking a break and not feeling guilty about that. And that's one thing I challenge you to do is just like if you're in the rut of things and just going through it and going through it, take a break for a while. Take care of yourself because you deserve that. You deserve everything in this world. And if someone tells you differently, just say fuck you. Like let's be real because you deserve it. I think another thing that like I just go back to college is like emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence is one of the most important things someone can learn. And I think it should be taught in the education system. I think it's something that needs to be harped on even more because if you can start naming the emotions you're feeling and recognizing the emotions you're feeling when you're feeling them and understanding why you're feeling the way you're feeling, like, I know when my emotions are being hijacked. I know when someone pisses me off and I'm to a point where I'm just like boiling. I know what I'm feeling and I know I need to take a step back and take a break. But it's easy to name emotions sometimes, and other times it's easy to just numb them and just kind of ignore them. But the challenge, the healing, and coping with this is being able to name those emotions that you're feeling and actually allow yourself to feel them, right? Like, just feel. If you wanna cry, cry. If you wanna scream, scream. Like, just feel what you need to feel, and I'm gonna go back to what my therapist told me, and I said it before, is like, we can control the emotions we feel for how long we wanna feel them. I used this analogy before. You know those, like, stretchy, like, balls we had, like, that, like, expand and, like, come together? Think of those as, like, your emotions, right? A lot of the times, we're living out here, right? Because we don't want to feel half the shit we go through. We just kind of brush it off. We numb the pain and we just live in this world. But I'm telling you, like, it's okay to pull that in and feel what you need to feel right here, even if it's for 30 seconds. Allow yourself to feel that. And if 30 seconds feels like it's too much and your chest is starting to get heavy, you have the power to come back out here whenever you want. That analogy to me, that metaphor, that just sits with me so much because it is so fucking true. Like, allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but also know you can turn it off. But turning it off doesn't mean shove it away and never deal with it ever. And I'm learning that the hard way. Learning that the hard way. And I just want to say this to the people out there who go through life that maybe feel a bit like unseen. You're seen, you're heard, and you're valued. You're not weak. You're not dramatic. You're doing the best you can with a silent struggle. And that, to me, is incredibly strong. Just because you're dealing with this in silence does not mean you're alone. You're never alone. And just know that you have so much value and so much worth. And life is worth living. So keep going. You have me behind you. You have so many friends and family behind you, whether you feel it or not. We're there rooting you on, cheering you on. So keep on going. You got this, king and queens. You got this. So if you're out there listening to this and you're wondering, like, how could I show up for others who are feeling this way? In reality, don't just ask someone, "Are you good?" Like, that is such a basic, like, check-in with someone. Like, make the check-in deeper. Remind them that they don't have to be perfect to be loved, and just be present with them. Like, even in the silence, just be present. I think it goes a long way when you feel my failure. I feel like it goes a long way when you feel the presence of someone you care about, right? Just normalize not having the words for someone, but still being able to show up for them and showing them that you care, showing them that you love them. Because you're, as a family member and as a friend, like, you're not here to be someone's therapist. You're not here to solve someone's problems and make them feel like they can confide in you in every moment of their life. Not everything is worth sharing, I feel like. But as a family member and as a friend, like, you just being there and showing up means more than anything. I will not tell you how much it means when someone literally texts me and says, "How is your mental health doing today?" Not a like, "Hey, are you good? How are you doing?" It's like, "Hey, like, let's check in. Like, how are you really doing?" And those little messages mean so much to me. And even if I tell them, like, I'm not doing okay or like I'm all right, they're like, "Hey," like, and they give me some sort of motivational message where it's just like, "Hey, like, it's okay. Like, keep working, keep pushing. Like, just know I'm here for you." Those little tad bits and those meaningful moments, those small moments mean so fucking much to me because it shows me that regardless of what I'm going through, whether I feel like I'm battling something alone or in silence, I know I have my family. I know my parents will be there for me. I know my best friends will be there for me. But it's just one of those things where you just feel like gratitude. And it's just like there are people out there who care. And I think that's one thing is just show up for the people that are there for you, whether it's just a simple check in or a simple hug. Like those things go a long way. And I don't think you truly realize the importance of them. And it's just one of those things where, like I said before, you never truly know what someone's going through. So just be a kind person. Check in with your people. Make sure you are being that supportive person, whether it's being just a shoulder to cry on or a ear to listen. Like there's so many ways you can show up for people, and it doesn't have to be that therapist mode or someone that's going to give you advice. It could just be that presence, be that light for someone else. Right. And I know, like, in the beginning, I talked a lot about like myself and how I deal with this. And it's something I will probably continue to struggle with for a while. But I think my therapist and I will work through it. It's one thing where I'm getting better at. Slowly, I say that not confident at all. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, it's been rough. It's been real rough, and it's hard because it's like I I'm not trying to, like, be silent about it because I don't trust people or anything like that. It's just one of those things where I feel like it's very internal for me, something that I just struggle with. I'm just trying to be perfect all the time when I know I can't, but it's giving myself grace. I think that's the biggest thing for me right now is allowing myself to feel what I need to feel, not forcing myself to do things I don't want to do. Like I said earlier, like I didn't want to do this podcast, but I knew it's something I wanted to do. So I did like kind of make myself do it. I didn't force myself to do it because if I didn't want to fucking do it, I wouldn't do it. Let's be completely real. But I think the biggest thing is just giving myself grace and like, for anyone out there who is struggling or feeling alone or anything of that nature, just I want you to know that if this episode hits home for you, you are not alone. I see you. I hear you. You're not broken. You're human. And I love you, right? You are so worthy of life. And I want you to always tilt that crown straight, kings and queens, because you deserve it. And I want you to know that if you need to reach out, my DMs are always open. No matter who you are, like I am here to listen, help any way that you can. If you need to talk, like just shoot me a message, whether that's on Instagram, which is Austin Gullett, at Austin Gullett, or on like Ignite Your Why, which is at Ignite Your Why. However you want to hit me up, like I am here for you. I want you to know that truly. And if it's not me, reach out to someone else because someone will be there for you. I promise. And I just love you guys so much. And I thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, make sure you stop what you're doing, hit that like button, drop a comment below, let us know what you thought of this episode, hit that subscribe button, turn the post notifications on so you never miss an episode. And I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you give us a follow on all social media platforms. It's at Ignite Your Why. We post so many different reels and so many different content, and just join the fam. Be a part of this amazing community. And I just, again, appreciate all the support. And until next time, I hope you guys find your purpose at your why. And I'll holler at you guys later.